So a very simple update on the day. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. One of the things that I quickly want to talk about is, yes, the NASDAQ market gapped up during the pre-market session. But of course, like we've seen so many times before, right once the market opens, markets quickly change direction. We ended up selling off from highs of 622 to lows of 618 and now kind of consolidating, but almost forming a lower high, lower low. Let me make this very clear. Yes, if you are under the PDT rule, meaning you are restricted to the number of day trades that you can take within a 5 business day period, no, I do not think days like today are actually worth it. Think about yesterday. Think about the day before. Either markets were aggressively selling off due to the fear that Trump was going to say something uncertain about Greenland, or yesterday where he didn't say anything and then markets rallied. Those were significant trading days. Trading volume was incredibly high. Trading volatility was present. Today, it's kind of a flat day. So again, you're an adult. You can do whatever it is that you want, but I'm here to remind you, to encourage you, to challenge you, to really ask yourself, do your trade setups today actually meet your criteria, or are you just over trading? Again, I'll leave you with that. That being said, there were a series of reports that were released today. I want to quickly talk about them. The US GDP came in at 4.4% when the expectation was 4.3%. That is bullish for the markets. On top of that, again, the not so good news is US pending home sales, the number of homes that are under contract pretty much, have fallen 9.3% month over month. This is worse than the negative 0.3% expected decline. This marks the largest decline since the pandemic of 2020, meaning, again, real estate agents, real estate investors, you guys let me know down in the comment section what you think. Are you seeing a slowdown? Even with interest rates at one point, they were at the high 5s or maybe low 6s. Still, people are not wanting to buy homes. Is it because people are struggling, because they're still uncertain? Again, you guys let me know down in the comment section, but the data is presenting itself. On top of that, there were the PCE reports that were released. We actually talked about this during the live trading session today with my LPP team, and it came in as expected. Core PCE came in at 2.8% when the expectation was 2.8, and overall PCE came in at 2.8 when the overall expectation was 2.8. Remember, the PCE report is the Federal Reserve's favorite measure of inflation. We are all paying attention to this because the Federal Reserve is supposed to decide, I think it's next week. Let me double check. It's not going to be tomorrow, right? Let me double check. Give me 1 second. No. It's not going to be tomorrow. Okay. It's going to be next week, the Fed rate decision. And there's a high probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause, but the market wants them to cut rates. If the Fed cuts rates, that will cause markets to push. If the Fed pauses, markets will most likely either trade flat or maybe pull back just a little bit, but nothing too significant. The reason I wanted to share that with you is, again, there's a lot or a really big focus right now with how Trump is kind of handling things. He has now paused the tariffs as of yesterday that he was going to implement to these different NATO countries, right? He's saying that now they somehow have a framework. Regardless if you agree or disagree, that provides less uncertainty in the market. But there's still the uncertainty of him targeting the head chair of the Federal Reserve. So we'll see how things continue to develop and if anything happens over the weekend. I still feel somewhat uncertain myself, but not uncertain enough to go all in on a swing trade to short the market, right? Markets are more bullish than bearish, and we must respect the trend. When you zoom out and look at the larger time frames, yes, we are closer to a resistance range, but it still has some gap up potential based off previous highs of right around 625 to 630. Remember, this is QQQ, which is the NASDAQ index. And the reason I pay attention to the NASDAQ is because if overall NASDAQ markets push up, it does help a lot of big tech companies push up as well. If the NASDAQ market begins to decline and retest lows of 605 to 600, as NASDAQ begins to decline, then so does the rest of big tech. Bitcoin is selling off today with consistent lower highs and lower lows as we now broke below 90K per coin. And of course, because of that, MSTR is also selling off with lower highs and lower lows. But why am I not shorting MSTR? MSTR is a little bit on the oversold side. It is testing previous support ranges. And again, I don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. Risk to reward ratio wise, Bitcoin would really have to sell off for MSTR to really catch a big leg down. And right now it's oversold enough. I don't think the downside potential is worth the risk of MSTR gapping up for any apparent reason. The trades that I did take today, and again, this is my trade, this is not yours. Please do not copy. I just like updating you on my trades. Is Oklo. My LPP team saw me trade this one today. I went in short, I went in long. I've traded both sides on this one today. And again, I am trading this one a lot. I'm not under the PDT rule. They're quick scalps, and I'm managing my position size. I'm up a little bit over $2,500 on the day. If it breaks below this EMA and begins to gap down, I'll be closer to $3,000 to $3,500. Again, I'm here to show you just like I did yesterday, both my green days and my red days. Yesterday, I did very well with one of my trades. I think I closed over $6,000 on Oklo. And then on, I think it was QBTS, I lost $1,000 and I recapped that trade. So again, I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Remember, I trade live with my LPP team every morning. So daily live sessions, A to Z video lesson library, and the private group chat. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We have members that signed up back in 2018. They've got access to all of the updates. This is now LPP 3.0 at no additional cost. And they still watch me trade live today. So if you want to join, again, it's $300 off, and it's the second link in the description down below. So again, if you like my style of trading, the way that I break things down, then again, I believe that you will like these LPP live trading sessions. If you have any questions, message me on Instagram, and that's going to be the third link in the description down below. But if you're ready to join LPP right now, second link down below will get you $300 off. I appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team, and happy Thursday.